Well, I've got up early today to make a bit of headway, and vehicles have still got their headlights on, and I've gone through an area where all the fields seem to have had tractors out already working on the ground. This must be a busy time for them if they're out that early. As I come down the hill, I know it's really early, but what a view. Just going to potter down into this bay. I shall put up what the name of it is. It looks something like Roses, but I doubt if it's that. But what a beautiful view from the top there. Now I'm here really early because I've got to push on. I'm going right along where all those cliffs are in the mist. By 11 o'clock this all should clear up and the sun should come out. So I want to get to the far end as best as I can. But it's a big ask, because I know I'll keep stopping and looking in everywhere of interest. So imagine what fun the kids would have on a beach like this with a pool full of water. Now because this is surrounded by hills, all the water comes pouring out the hills down through here and comes out onto the beach and out to sea. Sun's not really got going, but their beaches look fantastic. They're huge, they're massive. And along this Normandy coast I think I'm going to see a lot of very beautiful beaches. The mist is just hanging off the sea at the moment. Be nice to walk your dog all along here. Beautiful. The old birds seem to be congregating round this outlet looking for food, I don't doubt. Better move on. Well, they've done a memorial here to Victor Hugo. Looks a bit posh, doesn't it? Don't think they'll do like anything like that for me. But it's a pretty little place. Glad I stopped here. This is the home of the windmill around here. Looks good. Clouds slowly getting high. I don't think I would have seen them first off. The old tractors are busy. Big old things. Strange to think when the wind blows hard they turn them off so they don't catch fire. I'm glad I left really early and the sun hasn't got going, because I'm my own worst enemy. I've rode to this place. I'm now a couple of miles away from where I parked my bike. I've just gone roaming. Just been watching a couple picking all the rubbish up off the beach. Fair play to them. They obviously like what they got here. All the car parks, like this one, you can park on this bit here. I probably should have done that, but then I wanted to be at the other end as well, and you can't be at both ends. I haven't seen a meter yet where you pay. What are we going wrong in UK? They have places set aside for camper vans, and they're free. This is the inlet. It comes in from the sea there and right the way round. I'm going to walk back to where my car bike's parked right over there, and I'll look at the city centre or town centre. It looks like they've got like locks here to control the height of the water, because the other side of that is a big marina. I think I'll go and have a coffee now. This is a beautiful little place. I bet it looks fantastic when the sun comes out in an hour or so's time. This is the most beautiful little harbour, and it all goes out to sea through there. I bet the tourists flock here to see all the boats come in and out in the summer. I bet the place is rammed. It's full of really nice Little bars, restaurants, cafes, ideal for the tourists. What I don't understand, they had a bakery there that was full of French sticks, chocolate croissants, most fattening stuff. Everybody's buying at least 2 French sticks. It looks like they live a lot on the bread and all the cakes. But when you look at the French, they're not a fat race at all. Not in the slightest. Which is quite amazing, because you think with that sort of diet that they'd be large people, but they're not. Must try more of their French stick. I did enjoy it last night. Just been watching a lady gut a load of fish there. They just had a trawler come in. So they do a bit of fishing from here. Couldn't help myself. Have to keep looking round. That's why I don't make any progress. But it's the only way to see anything. If you went straight along this coast, Omar Beach and all the rest of it, you don't see anything. I'm going to do a block at a time if I keep coming over here, and I'll work my way along the beach, or the beaches of Normandy, and I'll see everything that is to be seen by coming multiple times. I think that's the way forward. Now I'm going to have a look around here and take a few pictures, as you do. Look at it in the distance with the sea mist still coming in. Sun hasn't lifted it yet, but it's due to. I bet those cliffs with the sun on them look absolutely beautiful because of all the colours on it. Time for a walk. It's rough today, the wind's really blowing. This would be a day that would be real fun on the old ferry across here for 4 hours. That's a given. This is in a sheltered bit of water and it's still quite rough. Going to walk to the end and have a mooch about. Over there you can see the crucifixes. They're everywhere. Fields, farms, towns, everywhere, villages. They are a very religious country. Getting out on your bike, just going round, it's like another day on your life. How many chances do you just get to do this? Make a chance and do it. The ferocity of the waves hitting this, I can feel the vibrations against the wall. I bet it's interesting on a rough day getting boats in and out of here. I know it's protected, but while I've been standing I've seen some big waves roll in here. And it gets really narrow towards the end. I suppose they're used to it. Better get back to the bike. I'm doing an awful lot of walking. I'm glad these boots are comfortable. It's got a style of its own when you come round here. Old, nice. Pleasure to have a look round. I love these pretty little villages along the coast. The only bit that I find frustrating, Wales has got a lot of unnecessary 20-mile-an-hour limits, and it's happening in our own country. All their little towns, villages is 20 mile an hour. Very, very slow. And it might suit the French and it's their country, but I've been through several villages where I didn't see a car. Really good visibility, no pedestrians, but you've got to go right through it for about 2 miles at 20 kilometres an hour. Now they seem to set up speed traps all over the place, mobile ones, and there's signs on a lot of roads saying it can be there. So you can't take any chances anywhere, that's the trouble. I'm not in any hurry, so I don't care less. But if you wanted to make progress, you'd find it very, very frustrating. But slowly it's lifting, which is good. In the distance there, it looks like the sun's starting to break through this lot. But look at this amazing harbour. It's an enormous place. You could lose yourself for a day here looking round. There's lots of bars, cafes. Well worth looking into these places than just riding straight along the coast. Look at the big old church or cathedral standing up high over there. Well, I'm going to walk right round this place. Ugh. But I'll enjoy it. I'm going to go over there first. That's where I am. Now I had to show you this. This bloke here, Berthy Morissot or whatever, he painted this. He's a famous artist. A bloody child could do better, couldn't he? I know I could. Perhaps I'm painting it wrong. Oh well, move on. I wouldn't have actually called this a harbour. It's that big, looking at it, I'd say it was a port. That's the way out. They're all fishing. Why aren't they at work? I used to go to work when I was there, right? The beaches are beyond brilliant. Today's a Wednesday, if you wonder what day it is. You can see why so many houses are made of the flint. This part is not sand. Well, I'm going to walk right round this place. It's a pity the sun's not out, but it's coming. I feel very tempted to ride into some of the places I've been, take a quick picture and leave when the sun is out later. See if I get time. Can't believe this place. It's humongous, it's massive. But I'm going to see as much of it as I can in an hour. There's lots of cafes everywhere. People stopping, having a drink. It's a very busy little place. Well, I'm going that way now. Seems like a plan. Might even stop for a drink and something to eat. Let's hope they speak English. A fishery market. That's where they obviously bring all their fish in to distribute it. There's loads of people queuing up there. But I looked at the ground. The ground is covered everywhere I've been in salt. I think in the last week they've had very bad weather over here, because you wouldn't salt all the pavements unless you had. Can't picture that, can you? I know we had a bit of snow and frost up north, but they must have had it here too. And when you consider the date, madness. And the sun's lifting, it looks a lot better, which is my plan, because as I go along the cliffs I want to be able to have good visibility, so it's working out. Happy days. But there's a strong wind. Look how choppy it is even in here. Well windy. Good memories of here. And a bloody gut buster meal. But it fills the corner. Wasn't expensive. Happy days. But the sun's coming out now. It'll be ideal for when I get a little further along the cliffs. That couldn't worked out better. I mean, in an ideal you'd have every day perfect, but it isn't like that. If I'd gone on the inland main road, which most people do, I would have missed all of this and more. This is a perfect resort for families to come to. Well, I'm going to hug the coast all the way along now, and why wouldn't I? There's a much faster way of getting there. But I'm not too bothered about that. I wouldn't see any of the rural side of things. I bet I've even confused the sat-nav. France is a nice place to live if you ask me. Just seen a sign in just about every language, they had English as well. It said, beware cyclists and ramblers. Well, that could catch you out. They went round and round and round. I reckon they're waiting now for their pickup. I reckon they've gone right along the cliffs. There's a bit up the top here, if I find the right spot. that's like the Isle of Wight. You know where you have the Needles? This is what everybody comes to see. The views along the cliffs in front of me. If I find it, hopefully will. Now if I was here with my grandchild, I'd probably walk up the top there for the view. Don't know why, just probably would. But everywhere along here there's bars, restaurants. How lovely to sit here and just enjoy these views, where the rough seas have hollowed out holes all along these cliffs. It was a bit misty early on, so I didn't show you some of the views. The mist has come and gone, and now it's just gorgeous, inviting, bit rough. So pleased I made it to this end. I'm going to have a good walk round. Too full after that meal to sit down and have anything much. Might have just a Coke. I'd walk to the top of that one as well, I reckon. That was a good view up there. Now the name of this place I'll put at the top because I can't pronounce that either. Beautiful. Sorry it's a bit wobbly. You've got to hold it. Just amazing around here. Just amazing. Can't believe how the sun's come out of last. A bit misty, but I can put up with that. Beautiful. Now I'll give somebody a tip if you're going to do this sort of thing, and it's as blinking hot as this. Make sure you put shorts on underneath your trousers. It takes 2 seconds to slip them off and put them in your top box if you're going to walk around for an hour. Makes perfect sense. Wish I'd thought about it. To walk up there in all my bike gear, I don't think so. But if I had shorts, would have done it. Bummer. Bit of history. You could see how the people used to use that as a winch to pull the boats up on the shore. And that old building here has been here for quite a while with the look of it. Enjoyed that. Now I'm going to take the long way back, looping through the countryside. That's the plan. Might not film much of it because all countryside looks the same. It's just there for me to enjoy. If I see some nice bits, I might turn the camera on. I can put up with this all day long. Roads aren't that busy. Quite frustrating the 20 mile an hour or 20 kilometres an hour bits, but everybody respects it, so you've got no choice. But when you get on these slightly faster roads, it's quite a pleasure. Actually seen some vehicles for a change. Rather nice, must be rush hour. But if you look up here, you've got these signs everywhere. And I've seen quite a few of their vans about. I think they like picking on the motorists out here, much like at home. Love it. They like their sweet corn over here. Only another 40 kilometres. Really enjoyed today. I think this will be my best day for exploring. I'm going up the coast towards the 2K tomorrow. Not going all the way to the 2K, but same thing. Exploring what's on the coastline and having a good look round. But I'm going to go in Dieppe first. I haven't been there apart from driven out of it, so I want to see what that's like. it's probably interesting, probably waste too much time there, but that's what I do. I put the camera on just because of that building in front. I think it's a church. Most unusual shapes. Totally different to the UK, a lot of theirs. Unique. That's the best way of describing it, unique. This is another village where I'm charging through at 20 kilometres an hour. But it does give you a chance to look. Beautiful, all of it. Yahoo! Got to be done. I'm glad it's not wet. So much mud on the road where all the tractors are doing their stuff at this time of year. I wouldn't want to come round here in the wet. That would be a no-no. But in the dry, happy days. I've included these last few clips just to give you an idea of the scenery all round here. It's not too shabby at all. In fact, it's most enjoyable mile after mile. Only a short distance from the campsite now, so I probably won't film anymore. I'm going to pull into a little shop near the campsite and pick up a few beers, I think, and fill up the motorbike for tomorrow for another day out. Be organised. So I'll see you tomorrow.